Alright, welcome back to the channel, everybody. I'm Lady Nika, and with last night's episode of Greenleaf. It's season 3, episode 3, Chain of Command. Y'all, I love me some Greenleaf. Even though I feel my worst right now dealing with this sinus infection, and my head feel like it weighs 275 pounds, I like talking about this right here, honey. So let's get into it now. I did an outline based off my memory, because I didn't want to have to go back and watch the show again, because I really didn't feel like it. So, I'm out of breath. Girl, I don't know why I'm out of breath. I guess because I've been sitting up doing these videos today. But anyway, we open up with Lady Mae, Gigi, and Sophie sitting at the breakfast table, right? Now, Sophie can feel the awkwardness going on in the atmosphere. Lady Mae not hearing or thinking about Gigi because of what she said to her the night before. Sophie and Lady Mae make plans to have dinner later on that evening, and she leaves for school. Marisol, the maid, brings Lady Mae an envelope that was delivered for her, and when she opens it, she sees that it's a dissolution of marriage paper from the bishop, and that knocks her completely off her game. She's visibly upset, and Gigi asks what it is. She said, girl, after the way you talked to me last night, if you wasn't family, you wouldn't even be here. And she gets in her car and she speeds off. Now, at the church, Bishop nervous, asking if anyone seen Lady Mae, because he know what he done sent over there to her. No one has, so he goes into his office and asks Kareem to try to reach her on the phone. Kareem warns him that Charity is in the office waiting for him. Now, he didn't really feel like talking to Charity right now, but that's his daughter, so he go on in. Lady Mae and Charity, in my opinion, were two similar females on this episode trying to find their place. Charity tells the father that she not on tour with the music career thing anymore because of Kevin, but she say the Lord spoke to her, and in his speaking to her, he has called her to preach. Now, Bishop told her he didn't feel like that was her calling. And, of course, she wanted to tell him why she felt it was. So she goes through what he said to her and all of that. He basically tells Charity the calling is not a plan B. See, you originally, your mindset was on being the singer. You are the singer of the family. You were going to do that. This would not have been, that wouldn't have been so if God was truly calling you to perform, to live your life according to his purposes for you right then. So that's not a call to preach that you're feeling. It's something else. So she leave, and of course her feelings hurt. Now we see Tasha, what her name is, Tasha Skanks, go tell Jacob that she found a few envelopes open from the collection plate this past Sunday. So she want to know how he want to handle that situation, because clearly it's a thief among us. He tells her, bring all the kids, the little mini ushers that pick up the collection, to come to my office for a meeting, but don't alert them to why. He said he gonna get to the bottom of it. Lady Mae went to see a lawyer. She explains to Lady Mae that the bishop, Lady Mae explains the bishop is, they run a mega church. He's over 4,000 souls. And the lady was very candid. She told her this might get ugly. Lady Mae asked if she was a Christian, and the lady said no, and you might be glad I'm not by the end of this. She said, look, I've had cases like this, and I've seen cases like this, first ladies and other ladies of distinction trying to divorce their husbands. And it don't matter that you was the background and his foreground. It don't matter that you did everything, dotted every I and crossed every T. At the end of the day, there are many who walk away not receiving what they deserve. Lady Mae said, but I only want what's fair. She said, it don't matter in this game. Now, if you want to retain me as a lawyer, go ahead and drop me a check for $10,000 and we'll move forward. That kind of make Lady Mae feel a ways. Bishop goes to see Gigi, asking if she seen Lady Mae. She said no, but she mentions that she did receive some type of paperwork that morning and was very upset. And then the bishop tells her why Lady Mae is upset. Later on, Lady May Lady May was supposed to do this interview with this magazine, but she nowhere to be found. So Korean comes to get Gigi, who meets with the lady and explains, unfortunately, Lady May was not there today. The lady asked Gigi, what exactly is it that you do around here? And Gigi said she was over the outreach programs of the church. So the lady said, I'm on a deadline to get this story. Would you mind if I interviewed you? Now, Gigi was a bit apprehensive because remember, her and Lady May ain't on good terms. But she did agree to go ahead and do the interview. Later, Gigi talks to Darius, who apologized for calling her and her family hypocrites, so their dinner date is still on. And when they're there, she, in my opinion, talking too much family business. She did tell him about her dad filing for a divorce and how she feared Rochelle Cross is involved in the mix. He offers to have her checked out by a friend of his at the police department, and she agrees to allow him to do that and thanks him. Charity goes and calls Jabari because she in her feelings. And child, when she called him, he acted like he didn't want to answer the phone at first. But when he did, she said she missed him. He said he missed her. And child, she went to try to tell him how she was feeling and what was going on. And Jabari didn't have time to hear all that. He short stopped her and told her he had to go and just hung up. Now, Charity, that's the second time this man done hung up in your face. Listen to the words that are coming out of my mouth. He don't want you. Now, he wasn't that deep into her in the first place, if you ask me. He just wanted her to sing. And now that she off that tour and they done had to replace her with someone else, we see him all cozied up with the replacement down to the tour. I said, see? And I felt bad for her because she really feeling that middle child syndrome thing. She take her ass to go over there to get baby Nathan early from Kevin's house, and when the door opens, Aaron is holding the baby. He said Kevin stepped out to go to the store, but they didn't expect her so early. She's asking him to get little baby Nathan's bag, and she didn't want to play with it. She didn't want to really take the toy that he had come to love since he's been at his dad's house, a little giraffe. But he started acting up, so she tells Aaron, "Give me the toy, and can you get his bag together?" He wanted to know could she stay a few minutes because him and Kevin wanted to talk to her about something, and she joked, "What, you moving in?" But he didn't laugh. He said yes. See, I was in town for an interview and they've made me an offer and I think I'm going to take it. And Kevin has invited me to be here. Y'all know that had to add salt to an already open wound. But she played it off like it was okay and said she had things going on and had moved on too. So we see her and baby Nathan in the car. It's storming. Kevin done called us and she basically tell him that she on her way to rejoin her tour. Now I said, see, he already had told you that going across that state line constituted kidnapping. You're going to put this man in a position to where he is going to try you a Charity. Now, I understand Kevin did walk off and I think they need to both be a little bit better with one another. But you running behind something that ain't there for you. And you salted because this man realized, even though it was messed up, that he had an attraction to men after marrying and impregnating you. Y'all gonna have to figure out how to work that out. Because one thing's for certain, that child needs both his parents. And you shouldn't be stopping or catching no feelings about how he feels with this new man he with. Now, it's okay for her to be in her feels about it, yeah. But don't let your personal feelings about how it made you feel dejected as a woman cause you to keep your son from getting what he needs in his life, and that's both his parents. That's how I feel about it, okay? Now, what's next? She gets over there. Let's go and wrap her up. She gets to the venue where Jabari is talking about she did a rehearse. He said, rehearse for what? She said, oh, is that my replacement? Well, she can leave. He said, Charity, she's under contract just like you were. She ain't got to leave. And basically, he tell her, look, I've been, contemplating, do I want to continue on with you or not? But I've come to understand now by seeing you that I probably don't. So I don't, he broke up with her right there and asked her to leave. And she is heartbroken. I felt so bad for her. Her feelings was crushed, child. He stepped out over her like she wasn't nothing. But that's what you get for thinking you had something with a nothing. It don't always work out the way you want it to, baby. Sometimes it just works out the way God wants it to work for us. Now, Jacob had a meeting with the little mini ushers of the church, and he didn't say, they were stealing, but he said he appreciated the work they do, and it's not going unnoticed. He could tell Zora was off and guilty as hell. And later on, he told Carissa about that. But, Carissa always trying to see her daughter as being better than what she actually is. But he tell her he gonna get to the bottom of it and he gonna deal with it. Because it's clear Carissa don't feel that Zora is guilty. She ain't seeing what he's seeing. Bishop came and talked to Jacob as well. And he told him about he sent divorce papers to Lady Mae, and he thought it would work because years ago when he asked Lady Mae to marry him, she said no because she was going off to do whatever it is she wanted to do with her life. So he packed up his little storefront church and he acted like he was going to leave, and Mae ended up staying. So he thought when he sent her those divorce papers, it'll make her realize the importance of them and the family. He said it was not the smartest thing for him to do, and Jacob said, no, it wasn't. What was you thinking? Y'all been married 44 years. Bishop begins to realize he might have really messed up. He know it for sure later on that evening because Mae called Sophia to apologize for not having dinner with her and said she will make it up to him. She asked Sophia to tell the family that she's fine and will return tomorrow. Bishop is hearing Sophia talking, so he asks to speak to Mae. When he gets the phone, she can hear his voice and she clicks the end, like end call on that ass. Now, it's not to alarm Sophia. He acted like he was still talking to her and saying that he'll see her the next morning. Just lying. Lady Mae is at the bar. She done taught the bartender Vernon how to make this drink, child. He did, and he keeps serving them to her as she is requesting, and she is getting drunker and drunker. As she listens to this blues singer and get her jam on, she is relaxing, relating, and releasing. She eventually ends up talking to some ladies, and they talk about this pastor named Maxine Patterson, I do believe, or whatnot. I could be wrong about their first name. Anyway, Sister Patterson and the lady was supposed to go away to divinity school or whatnot together, but she had fallen in love with a man, and it was right there at that bar that she told Lady Miss Patterson she wasn't gonna be accompanying her, she was staying. And Mae said, "You'll never choose a man over fulfilling your dreams." Now, at this point, she's super drunk, and she can't drive, which was good. She ended up getting a motel for the night there, and we see her stagger to the motel room, get out of her clothes, fall into the bed, start watching this Maxine Patterson woman show on TV, and she falls asleep. Tasha and Rotel, that is what your damn name should be, Rotel something. But anyway, Tasha and Rochelle meet up, and Tasha is in her feelings. She really starting to feel like they doing too much. Now, the goal is to tear the Greenleafs down because Rochelle is the daughter of that pastor. Well, no, it was a deacon that had got burned up in the church, the original Calvary, when Bishop and Max set the church on fire so that they could get the insurance money and build bigger. Yeah, that was their father. No, he was a janitor. He was janitor at the church. Well, that's his daughter, and she feel like she on the side of right, and she asked Tasha, "Whose side you on? We are doing what we're supposed to be doing. We're going to tear them apart to make them pay for what they did to my father." Now, Tasha is saying that she going to continue with the plan and that they on the side of right for what they doing. But it's clear that it's starting to bother Tasha. She think they going a little too far. But she ain't going to say nothing to crazy Rochelle. Darius tells Gigi Rochelle is who she says she is. He had her thoroughly checked out, so there's no flaws in her that way. But what he also learned is there's an investigation that's about to become public knowledge. about several churches, mega churches, not paying their taxes and working with this dude on the side who has now been busted. And Calvary is sitting right at the top of that list. So Gigi know hard times is coming for the church and the family. Jacob went home, went straight to Zora's room. It's locked. That's a violation. She not supposed to have no locked doors. When he get in there, baby, he ransack her whole room. Clarissa telling him to calm down. He ain't listening to what he said because he know he right. And he looked through quite a few of her things. But, baby, she had that here real well. But her daddy found it. He found a little box she had. And inside that box was all the church money she had stolen. He looked at her and said, "You lied to me again." Lady May returns. She sees that article Gigi did in that magazine. You could tell that didn't sit well with her. She later tells Bishop that she glad he filed for a divorce. It's time. She lives her best good life, and she gonna start out by going to visit one of her good friends down in Atlanta. And so continue with the divorce proceedings, because we pretty much done here. Lady May has left the building, baby. She has left the building. And that's pretty much all that happened on last night's episode of Greenleaf. I didn't go scene by scene and in-depth as I normally do. As you all know, I do have a sinus infection and my head is, oh my God, my head. But anyway, y'all, this too shall pass. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on last night's episode. If I left anything out that you want to discuss, please put it down in the panic section. Also, if you would like a certain topic discussed on this week's edition of Fuck Shit Friday, please put that down below in the panic section as well. Y'all remember the depth of your struggle will determine the height of your success. In the meantime, in between time, please remember ratings. Positive ones definitely get me recognized on these YouTube streets. Comment below. Thoughts and opinions. Topics for Fuck Shit Friday. Whatever you want to say, feel free. Subscribe to my channel. It's free. And when you subscribe, please do hit the notification bell so that each and every time I do an upload or go live, you will be alerted to your device and you can come through and holler at a player, talk to a chick, okay? That's what you can do. And I'll see you guys back tomorrow. Hopefully I will be on camera for Fuck Shit Friday. If I'm not, y'all forgive me. You know I'm a work in progress, girl. I don't know. It seemed like 2018 been trying me, but I refuse to go down without a fight. You know what I mean? If you are a content creator listening to this video and I am subscribed to your channel and I watch your stuff, if I have not been on your channel, it's because I haven't seen nobody's stuff, really. I plan on taking the weekend to go and look at all of my favorite YouTube channels that I'm subscribed to and show you love down in your comment section. That's it, y'all. I'm going to take some antibiotics and I'm going to get up under my covers and I'm going to be done for today. Thank you all for listening, podcast format, and I'll see you soon. Peace.